Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, this is Spider, and welcome back to another review. And today we're taking a look at the Star Wars The Black Series 3.75 in Stormtrooper. Back when Black Series still made 3 3/4 inch figures. Nowadays, mainly just Vintage Collection that makes that scale. Anyways, this figure originally released back in 2013, but this is the 2014 reissue version. There are some slight differences, but I'll get into that in a little bit. And the figure is based on his appearance from the original Star Wars trilogy. Now, I usually start off my reviews by taking a look at the packaging, but I don't have it anymore, so here's a trash can instead. There it is. Now that, onto the figure. Alrighty, here we have the Black Series Stormtrooper from 2014. And the way they tell the difference between the reissue and the original version is that this one has black dots painted on the torso. The 2013 version didn't have that. Other than that, though, I'm pretty sure they're basically the exact same figure. So, to get things started, we'll take a look at the articulation. He's got a ball joint at the head, which allows him to look that far up, and not at all down, unfortunately. Get some nice tilt from side to side. Can look all the way around. The arms can go that far out. Can move all the way around. I think I bumped the camera. You get a pretty good bend at the elbow. You also get some rotation at the elbow, which is nice. You get a wrist swivel, which is nice. You get what I think is a ball joint at the torso, which allows for a crunch and a notch. Can rotate, but there's no real side to side, so maybe it isn't a ball joint. I don't know. The belt can also move, which is nice, so you can kind of move it out of the way to make room for the leg articulation. The leg can move that far out, so we can do the splits. You get a hip swivel, and strangely enough, the leg cannot kick forward, at least not normally. The way to make the leg kick forward is that you have to rotate it like that, then make it move forward, move the foot so it looks a bit normal, and that's how the figure kicks forward. Why on earth would you design a hip joint like that? I have no idea why they decided to make it like this, and the reason why it's so awkward is, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but the hip itself plugs upward into the torso instead of going horizontally. So, yeah, that's what creates this weird, awkward hip joint thing. I don't know why they designed it this way. It's just very, very, very strange. Very strange. Very odd choice. But you can get it to work, but it's just, why wouldn't you just design it normally? I don't know. It's one of the very strange. Anyways, back to the articulation. You get an okay bend at the knee. You get a rotation at the knee. Foot can go pretty much straight down, which is nice. Can go a little bit up. Can rotate, but there's no ankle tilt. So that is pretty much it for the articulation. And overall, it's not bad. It is quite nice. It's just got those weird, bizarre hip joints, but you can still make them work. You just kind of finagle them a little bit, but it's odd that they're designed that way in the first place. Why? I don't know. It's very, very strange. Very strange. Very strange. We'll bring up the camera a little bit here so we can take a look at the details. So you see, you can get a nice Stormtrooper helmet, which isn't exactly a one-to-one with the movie. It is a little off, but it's not too bad. It doesn't bug me too much. Get nice blue on the side there. I think there's even like some grayish blue little marks on the front, which would be like the breathing vent of the helmet or something. It's not picking up super well on camera, unfortunately. That kind of sucks. Paintwork on the helmet is a little iffy. Although I got this used, so I don't know if it's just scratched or if that's just how it came out initially, but it was a little off. You get chest, little mark on it that was there when I got it, so I don't know. You get little black dots on the torso. You get the arms, you get the nice armor, and even got the black underneath painted, and you get some nice like wrinkles and stuff on there. That's quite nice. Although they didn't paint it all the way on this one, so that's a little unfortunate. You can see like there's like some wrinkle sculpted in there, but it's not painted black, it's white, so it just looks like the armor is wrinkled, which is odd. So that's a little unfortunate. You get a hand with a separated trigger finger. That is nice. You got the arms. You got the belt. All the stuff that the belt comes with. It has a little holster. That's pretty neat. You got the legs. You got the two differently sculpted knees, which is actually accurate to the film. Didn't notice that for the longest time. You get the boots. You got some holes on the bottom of them so you can plug them into a stand. You go to the back of the figure. So yeah, overall, detail is nice. It's decent. Like I said, there is some issues on it, but overall, it gets the point across. It looks pretty good. Also, something I learned about this figure is apparently he is basically made up of a bunch of pieces from previous Stormtrooper figures. Like the torso is from one Stormtrooper, and then like the helmet. Actually, I think the helmet might be new, but like the arms from another Stormtrooper and stuff, which is why he has like this tab on his back that doesn't do anything with this figure, but it's because that did something with another older figure. So yeah, they basically just took a bunch of Stormtrooper pieces from other figures, smashed them all together, and made this guy. So he's kind of a Frankenstein's monster Stormtrooper, which is, it's kind of interesting that they designed him that way. But, I don't know, kind of works. But maybe that would explain why the hips are so weird. Maybe that's how this happened, is that was from an older figure. Because if they designed it that way on purpose, that was just a very strange choice. Just can't get over those hips. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the figure, but it does come with a few accessories. Well, not a few, a couple accessories. It comes with a couple of blasters. It comes with the traditional E11 blaster, but he also comes with the DLT-19 heavy blaster rifle. So yeah, it's kind of cool. You get both of the blasters you see the Stormtroopers have in the film. To start things off, we'll take a look at the... If I can get it to hold properly, there we go. We'll take a look at the 11 first. You can see it's got some pretty nice detail on it. Looks pretty good. But the interesting thing about it is that it's got this little contraption on it which you can untab and fold out. And now the gun's got a stock. Hey, focus. There you go. So yeah, the blaster's got a stock now for some reason. I don't really know why they designed it this way. From what I remember in the films, none of the blasters look like this. Like, it doesn't look bad. It's just, why is it here? Why? What is this based on? I am unfamiliar. Yes, that's interesting. I usually leave the stock folded up because otherwise the barrel of the blaster looks really thin. I don't like it, so I usually plug it in so it gives it a little more beef to it. And you have the trigger finger hand, so you can plug it in and get finger in the trigger. Now you have a Stormtrooper holding his blaster, which looks quite nice. But I can't speak. You also get this other blaster, is what I tried to say, but it just came out as complete gibberish. You get the nice heavy blaster rifle, which looks quite nice. No real feature with this gun, unlike the E11. It's just your traditional blaster. No extra paint on it, just all black, but it doesn't look too bad. And we can take that gun, take it out of his hand, and then put this gun and put it in his hand. And now you got a Stormtrooper locked and loaded and ready for some heavy warfare. That looks pretty cool. And the neat thing is that when he's holding this, you can actually store the E11 on the figure, because it's got that previously mentioned holster. However, the holster doesn't work great on this figure. It's not a full holster, it's just kind of a sleeve that you just kind of plug the blaster in. First off, you have to untap this bit and fold it back, because otherwise it's too thick and won't fit. So you just slide it in there, like that. Do that, and there you go. It's in the holster now. Yeah, it doesn't work great. Yeah, it just doesn't work great. I mean, you can kind of get it to sort of look halfway decent, but yeah, it's kind of a mess. But hey, you can store it on the figure while he's holding the rifle, so that's something, I guess. I don't know. So, yeah, holster, not that great, but it's the thought that counts, right? So, you know, I appreciate that they tried. It's just, yeah, not great. But besides the holster, the two blasters you get with the figure are pretty cool. I like them. And that's all you get for accessories, and that's pretty much it for the figure. So, on to the size comparisons. So, to start things off, as always, here it is with a Lego minifigure, with the Pack of Destruction minifigure Mothra, and the Pack of Destruction minifigure Godzilla. On to some more relevant size comparisons. Here it is with the Capture of Tantive 4 Battle Pack Stormtrooper, with the Galaxy of Adventures Luke Skywalker, with the Vintage Collection number 78 Battle Droid, with the Revenge of the Sith Lightsaber Attack Darth Vader, and finally here it is with the previous review, LEGO Star Wars Captain Rex Y-Wing Bomber Microfighter. Now that we're done with all that, it's measuring time. So we'll get this situated here, and you can see the figure is, well, it's 3 3/4 inches. Don't know what I was expecting. That's it for that. So, that is pretty much all I've got to say for the Black Series 2014 Stormtrooper, and overall, he's pretty good. I do quite like him. He obviously does have some issues, like the bizarre hip joints and the not-so-stellar holster, but despite the awkward articulation, you can still get him into some pretty neat poses. And while I'm sure he's not the best Stormtrooper figure out there, he's not bad. Now, if you wanted this figure for yourself, obviously it's not in stores anymore, but on eBay, brand new in the box, it's going for around $19 at the cheapest and $30 at the most, which isn't the craziest aftermarket price I've seen, but it is a little much for this guy. However, it did seem like the 2013 version was a little cheaper, so if you don't mind not having the black dots on the torso, maybe go for that one. But, your money, spend it however you wish. But that's pretty much all I've got to say for this guy, so hope you all enjoyed. See you later. Sayonara. Bye.